Welcome to our summary of The Wealth of Nations. We're looking at Chapter 3 of Book 2 on the accumulation of capital, or of productive and unproductive labour. In previous chapters, Smith explained that assets could be divided into two groups: those which are productive, giving the owner a return on them, and those which are unproductive and existed for immediate consumption. He now makes a corresponding division for labour between work which creates something, goods that can then replace or increase capital, which he calls productive labour, and work which produces no assets but which uses up resources, which he calls unproductive labour. Unproductive labour must be supported by the revenue produced from productive labour. Productive labour adds value. A factory owner who employs workers to manufacture raw materials into finished goods gains enough revenue from selling them to create a profit for themselves after paying the workers their wages. A person who employs a household of servants to keep the house clean gains no profit from that. It costs them money. Over time, the person who employs factory workers will get richer, while the person who employs only servants will get poorer. When Smith writes about unproductive labour, he is not being disparaging. He simply means those workers who must ultimately be supported by the goods produced by other workers. It includes some of society's most important jobs, such as doctors and teachers, and those who defend the security of the country. It does also include, though, those who contribute nothing of worth, such as what he calls buffoons, musicians, opera singers and dancers, with jobs Smith calls frivolous. Unproductive labour is similar to the modern idea of the service sector. Productive labour is supported by capital and increases capital, whereas unproductive labour is supported by revenue and uses resources which could otherwise be used as capital, invested for future growth. So the more unproductive labour a society has, the less capital a society has to invest in economic development. Smith now looks at the economies of nations as a whole. He strongly believes nations should invest their resources as capital and employ productive labour, as productive labour increases the production of exchangeable goods, and with that the wealth of a nation. He compares England and Holland, where many resources go towards capital, with France, where the rich elites squandered their wealth on consumption instead of investing it. He was writing in the years before the French Revolution, when the French aristocracy disdained industry and trade and instead lived off revenue, which they then used for extravagant consumption. Smith rarely gets moralistic in The Wealth of Nations, but he is very critical of the idle rich, who he calls prodigals. He considers them the enemy of a society, taking up resources that otherwise could be invested for growth. To him, the best people were frugal, as by not wasting resources on consumption, more was available to be invested as capital. Join us next time when we will be looking at stock lent out at interest. If you have found this video useful and enjoyable, please leave a comment, subscribe to the channel for more videos, and give us a like. This helps us by encouraging the algorithm to recommend this video to more people. Thank you and have a great day.